Hello guys, welcome to the 3D market commentary today, which is Friday, May the 14th. Apologies for the bit of the delayed start, had some tech problems, but we should be working all fine now. So let's just cover the disclaimers and then crack on. So they should be being highlighted there on the screen. Of course, important for you guys to read it for legal reasons, also to understand what you can expect from these kind of videos. My name's Becky. My email address there is becky@tradictive.com, and you also have tradewithufos.com/Becky. So if you go to that link, it will come up like this, and you can, from this page, set yourself up a free Trade with UFOs membership. You'll get the email that I'm about to go through. You'll get recordings and reminders of the sessions that we do. You'll also be able to book a session with me if you want to, and be able to ask questions in a public environment where we can then answer them in a public environment and everybody learns from the same place. So we'd prefer, if you have questions, to do it there, like I said, so the entire community can learn. Otherwise, you can email me. So the 3D market commentary, what is it? Well, we send out an email, it looks like that, every day. And it goes through three major elements of 5 major world markets. So what are those 3 elements? We have, first and foremost, market climate, meaning what's the upcoming market direction? And these markets that we're going to look at, are they going up? Are they going down? Do we have probability to buy or probability to sell? Or perhaps we don't have enough probability either way and we do nothing. We use an app to help us with this. It's called the Auto Climate app, and it's this one with these little different coloured dots. Ignore the lines. These dots tell us if we have probability up, down or nowhere. If it's a thick blue dot, that's there. Probability up, look to buy. If it's a thick red dot, like that one, probability down, look to sell. If it's a thin dot, like these, doesn't matter the colour, means not enough probability either way, leave it alone. Change time frame, change market. So we use an app to help us figure out the upcoming market direction, the probabilities up, down or nowhere. Then we want to figure out where specifically we're getting in. Where are we going to buy? Where are we going to sell? This is where we use another app called UFOs, stands for unfilled orders. This app shows us, for example with this one, where we have buy orders and where we have sell orders, so that we can buy with a big stack of buyers and sell with a big stack of sellers. The more buying there is, the more likely it is to beat the sellers and push price up. The more selling there is, the more likely it is to beat the buyers and push price down. So again, we use this app to answer that question for us. We also want to understand the volatility, basically how fast these markets are moving and therefore the associated risk and reward. So we'll go through that per market. We're looking at daily charts. So of course, different things happen on different time frames, but the ones we're looking at are the daily charts. Now, first things first, we are looking at the S&P, which is the top 500 US stocks, and we're looking at the continuous futures contract for it. If you don't understand what that means, don't worry, we're just looking at a representation of US stocks. So with the US stock market, we have a confirmed downwards climate, says that there. We have a thick red dot, so probability downwards. Now usually this market goes down for 3 candles and we're on candle number 3, meaning based on what usually happens, we're likely to have come to an end of that move to the downside. That's not to say we can't go past it. Of course we can. We can also sometimes fall short of what is normal. But based on what usually happens, it's likely that we've come to the end of that move to the downside, although still overall probability is down. That's actually enhanced by our UFOs because we have prices within that UFO. It's from 41.85 to 41.03.75. So we've got sell orders coming in at the moment. So confirmed downwards climate and sell orders, meaning likely to push price down. We have buy orders down here at 39.83.75 to 39.33.75. So again, overall probability there to the downside, but be aware we're likely to come to the end of that. If not today, then very soon. In terms of volatility, we'd expect movement in 1 year of 21.68%. So that means in 1 day, up or down, we'd expect it to move 56.42 points. In 1 week, 124.21 points. And in 1 month, 258.57 points. Again, that's movements up or down, and then we use our climate and UFOs to help us figure out in which direction. Currently for the S&P, we've got overall probabilities to the downside. Okay, so moving on to the next market, which is crude oil. In the meantime, it says up here about our courses. You can check those out depending on what's going to work better for you. We have courses in Forex, futures, stocks, trading plans, psychology, backtesting. A lot of the courses come with 3-month complimentary access to the apps. Now, the Auto Climate app, this one down here, is free on most platforms that you can use it on anyway. But AutoUFOs, depending on which platform you use, comes at different prices, but it is a paid for app. For example, TradingView, the one I'm using now, is $34 per month. Now, a lot of our courses are maybe $34 or $89, and that's a one-off payment, and they include 3 months access to the UFOs. So if you do the maths quickly on that, it's actually cheaper to get a course and get access to the apps for 3 months than it is to just have the apps for those 3 months. Hopefully that makes sense. So you can check that out on the website, see what works better for you in terms of the apps and the courses and what works best. Now, looking at oil, coming back to this, we have an unconfirmed climate. It's a thin dot, which means not enough probabilities up or down, do nothing. Change time frame, change markets. There's enough opportunities that we don't need to be placing trades that do not have probabilities one way or the other. In terms of buy and sell UFOs, we have buy orders just here that we're a little bit closer to, at 62.43 to 60.61, and sell orders up here, 69.90 to 68.46. In terms of volatility, we'd expect movement in 1 year of 37.94%. That means movement up or down in 1 day of 1.54 points, in 1 week up or down of 3.39, and in 1 month up or down of 7.05 points. So again, that's just volatility up or down. We look to our climate and UFOs to figure out in which direction that's more likely to happen. For the time being, not enough probabilities either way on oil to call it. Now moving on to the next market, which is gold. So let's take a look at gold. Now with gold, we have a confirmed upwards climate, probability upwards, thick blue dot. Normally, this market goes up for 7 candles. I'm just rounding that up. Apologies for background noise there, guys. I'm just rounding that up. And we're on candle number 9, which means we've gone past what's normal. We've gone past what usually happens. That means we're more likely to see it change direction and come back down, but we do still have overall probabilities upwards, just not as many as we'd necessarily like. And when it comes to buy and sell UFOs, we have sell orders here at 1929.6 to 1907.5, and we have buy orders here at 1788.1 to 1769.2. At the moment, we're kind of in the middle there. So overall probabilities upwards with gold, but bear in mind we've come to the end of what would be a usual move. So not as many probabilities as we'd like, but overall still probabilities up. Market volatility, in 1 year, we'd expect movement of 17.10%. That means in 1 day, movement up or down of 19.76 points. In 1 week, 43.50 points up or down. And in 1 month, 90.56 points up or down. So that's gold. Now, moving on, just saying there that we do offer coaching and support. Of course, we do things on YouTube for free. So you can join us on YouTube and Facebook in loads of different sessions where we show you how we trade, we show you our methodology, we explain things, we answer your questions, all for free on YouTube. So you can join us on that, absolutely no problem. We also have paid for coaching, $21 per month. And with that, you get access to more of our time in a closed environment. So up to you about what you're going to find more helpful. Okay, next market is the US dollar. The US dollar is the most influential market in the world. So whether or not you trade it or you trade currency pairs with it, be aware of what it does. It will impact the other markets that we look at and then some. So with the dollar, we have an unconfirmed climate. Again, thin dot. Doesn't matter the color. It's thin, unconfirmed. Not enough probabilities either way. We do nothing. No point trading something that doesn't have probabilities one way or the other. Now, when it comes to buy and sell UFOs, we have buy orders here at 90.335 to 89.955. Now, we would expect price, now it's hit this buy UFO, to move up from here. That's what buy orders do, is push price up. So we'll see what happens to that over the coming days, but we'd expect a movement up. Sell orders are here at 91.435 to 91.165. In terms of volatility, this is a lower volatility market. In 1 year, we'd expect only movement of 6.23%, which means in a day, 0.36 points up or down. In a week, 0.78 points up or down, and in a month, 1.63 points up or down. So that's what we have there on the dollar. Again, overall, not enough probabilities either way to call it with the dollar at the moment. Now moving on to the last market, which is Bitcoin, backed Bitcoin specifically. Oh, there we go. There we go. So we have a confirmed downwards climate here on Bitcoin. Probability downwards. We've got this thick red dot here. Now we don't actually know how long this market usually goes up or down for because it's not old enough yet. We don't have enough data to say this is what usually happens on a daily chart or this isn't what usually happens. So kind of in the dark for that, but we are currently on the second candle there to the downside. In terms of buy and sell UFOs, we have sell orders here at 57,975 to 54,500. We have buy orders down here at 39,157.5 and 32,192.5. We're slightly closer to the sell orders there, and again, overall probability downwards there with the climate. In terms of volatility, one of the more volatile markets, it's a cryptocurrency. In 1 year, we'd expect movement of 93.12%, which is a lot more than the others we've looked at. That means in 1 day, movement up or down of 2,951.19. In 1 week, up or down of 6,496.74. And in 1 month, 13,524.05 points up or down. So that's all of our 5 markets. That's the climate, where we have probabilities up or down, UFOs, where we would expect price to be pushed upwards or downwards based on where these UFOs are, volatility, how quickly that they move. Let's also have a quick look at the economic calendar so we can see what's going on today. Today being Friday, we're looking at high impact news. We have news coming out on the US dollar at, I think it's a little bit small, might be either 8:30 or 9:30 in the morning and then 10 a.m. This is Eastern time. So be aware of the news that could have an impact on the markets and create volatility. Be aware of where we have probabilities there, up or down. If you have any questions, you can self-schedule a clarification call, speak to one of our experts about the courses, the coaching, the apps, the memberships, what's going to work better for you. You can also go to tradewithufos.com/Becky, get yourself a free membership, and then you can come down here, ask a question in a public environment. We'll answer it there and we'll all learn from each other in our community. So that's a wrap up for this week in terms of market commentaries. I'm sure we have sessions over the weekend, so join us then. And I'll be back on Monday morning with the market commentary for then. So I hope you guys have a great end to your trading week.